Sometimes there's just that itch that you can't scratch. Sometimes there's something right on the tip of your tongue and you just can't get it out. And of course, there's always some kind of fly in the ointment. Solving all of these problems and achieving full satisfaction can seem like a handful. In the midst of conquering your day, it can be hard to tell which way is up and which one is down. And that's where this absolute unit steps in to make the play of the game.
The Viscous Mediatron allowed me to overthrow my country's democratically elected government and impose my own mental paradigm upon the populace.
I used the Viscous Mediatron to telepathically communicate with a pod of dolphins to orchestrate Tennessee's most notoriously complex diamond heist. No witnesses.
I used it to scrape a dead snake out of my air conditioning unit.
The Viscous Mediatron helped me lose 20 pounds in only 45 minutes. Wow!
Order it, assemble it, and flip on the calculator because you're about to play some 4D chess. Except the pieces are the cosmos and the board is your mind. It's light, it's sleek, it's aerodynamic, and it will fit inside any home or office. Use it at home, use it at work, use it in a nursery. Wherever you need it, that's where it is. So streamline your soul and self-actualize with the Viscous Mediatron today.
Not intended to prevent, cure, or treat any disease. The FDA has not evaluated this product. Not sold in stores. Use with care. Not intended for use by children under 3 years old.
Viscous Mediatron has small plastic pieces that can easily be swallowed by small children.
Use at your own risk.
If we were just to say that these 4 seconds were the podcast, our audio would be perfect.
Right?
I turned off all air conditioning for your listening pleasure.
So having a late pod was good for you in that regard.
Yes, because during the original time it was going to be hot as balls, and now it's less hot as balls, but still hot because it's Florida.
As it is in Florida. So I just had a conversation with my parents in which I used coming on to this show as my excuse to hang up. So my mom said, "Oh, well, give us a link so we can listen."
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, God, no.
Right, so...
Not to this sacrilege.
No. So then I had to say, "I love you too much to let you listen to that filth." "Oh, it's okay." I said, "No, see, here's the thing. You know we have very opposite beliefs and understandings about a lot of things." "Well, yeah, we know, and it's okay. We still want to listen." I'm like, "No, it's a full hour-long bombardment against everything you hold dear. It's filthy, it's crude, it's offensive, and it's sacrilegious. Please."
And those are its good points.
Yeah, this show is not for you.
Do you guys see the screen? You guys see this?
Yeah,
Sure as fuck do.
We do.
All right, I gotta know. Does this look old-timey or just bad? I moved it around the frame to make it almost look like it's like off a reel. I don't know if it works. I don't think it works.
The hair does.
That's not hair, it's an explosion.
Oh,
Yeah, I got
okay.
that. I got that it was an explosion.
I didn't. I thought it was someone's head of hair. So we're all doing our best, son.
I just thought I'd show you that. That's what I've been working on for way too long.
So I'm just going to give you a piece of broadcasting advice. Anytime you speak into that mic, speak right directly in it.
Okay.
That's a lot better.
Yeah, man.
Okay, I got you. Just get real sensual with the mic.
Yeah, I told you. Nick loved it.
This
It is your
is,
favorite new ball. Sorry, Rosie.
Yeah.
If you listen to the show, you should expect this.
And so much more. Or less, depending upon your point of view.
Is Gritty Lube still in the works then?
Nah, Elsie had a really good point, which is that if you're having obligation sex, you want it to be as fast as possible, not as prolonged as possible.
It was funnier to think of sandpaper-like condoms because that's just funny. But no, when we're trying to sleep, then the fastest sex possible is the way you gotta go.
So that's offensive. I don't know. Is it terrible? I don't know. I crave feedback.
Yeah, locker room talk.
Well, what a great way to describe our podcast, Locker Room Talk. Maybe we should change the name of it.
That would be good.
Welcome to Potty Humor.
45 straight minutes of it every week.
Coming at you.
So where's Nicholas Shin?
I'm not his keeper.
Is he not there?
No, he texted and said, "I'm on my way. Don't wait for me." So I didn't, and I'm not.
And you shouldn't have to. You're not Nick's keeper. You're your own person. It's your own fucking house.
All of those things are true.
Yeah, now that I'm hearing the whole intro, I don't know if I love it. It's well produced, but I don't know, dog.
I'm here for it.
I think you should overthink it as much as possible. It always makes everything better.
It makes it so much
Wiggle.
funnier. Doesn't
Do
it?
not
Yes.
be decisive. Nobody likes a decisive person.
And the other piece is that nobody likes comedy that they don't need explained. I mean, it's so much funnier with an explanation, don't you think?
Long, drawn out
Yes.
diagrams.
Venn diagrams, very important. Yeah.
Arguing about facts.
Oh my gosh, yes, that's the funniest part.
Pretty sure that's the national pastime, quite frankly.
I think so. Well, shall we get started?
Yeah.
I'm not validating you.
I wasn't going to either. I was going to let just silence fall upon us all.
You were just going to let me twist in the wind is what you were going to do.
I do get a sick sense of satisfaction out of that sometimes, yes.
I don't blame you. I guess we are started. I don't know, because I'm not...
Jesus Christ, man. Okay, here. I have some news for you. And that news is that I tried really hard to get you some cupcakes and ice cream today.
Why? It's not my birthday.
No, that's tomorrow, but we do the pods on Friday, see, and I really wanted to have this happen live, but Cold Stone fucked me.
COVID is rough.
So I was going to do an Uber Eats situation and then just have them deliver it to your house. And I ordered it and it was great. You were going to get 6 delicious cupcakes and a pint of peanut butter ice cream. And I ordered it, I don't know, 8 or 9 this morning to be delivered at 5:15. And about 4 o'clock, I get a text that says, Cold Stone has rejected your order. I was like, what the fuck does that mean? You rejected my order. I mean, obviously it means that you're not getting your cupcakes and ice cream. So happy birthday, you get nothing.
Okay.
It's for the best.
Can I just say this, though? It might have even been better had I not known that if Cold Stone hadn't fucked you, that I would have had delicious cupcakes for the next few days. Why? Why did you have to I'm tormented.
She wants credit for having been super thoughtful, and she was being super thoughtful, and the thought is what counts. She just wants validation.
Well, not only do I want validation, but I want exoneration from the fact that I did not get you a birthday card.
Let me offer you a get-out-of-jail-free card on my birthday phone call. I'm not that big into birthdays anymore. You know, I'm starting to get old. Rosie told me earlier I have silver hair. She said, what happened to you, man? Your hair's all gray. I said, I'm fucking old, dude. That's what happens.
At least you still have hair.
Well, that's true. And it's lush for about, what would you say, hon? About 4/8? No, that's half. How much hair do I have on my head as a percentage of my head, would you say, Elsie?
Well, as we've gone over numerous times, I'm short and I look up at you, so you have hair everywhere that I can see. But then when you sit down, that's when it becomes glaringly obvious.
What I'm hearing is I should never sit down.
Right. Exactly.
You need platform boots is what I'm hearing.
Clearly. That's a great Christmas idea for me, platform boots, so that I will never, ever expose my bald spot to Elsie. I think that's a great Christmas gift. I'm looking
Don't
forward
think I
to
won't
that.
do it.
A shin show.
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 Obligatory sex. It's an unfortunate fact of life. Whether on your wedding night, a partner's birthday, or you're just tired, there are times you end up having sex when you'd rather be fast asleep. But that doesn't mean you or your partner have to enjoy it. Introducing Take One for the Team. Super stimulating condoms and extra slick lubricant. Take One for the Team super stimulating condoms ensure explosive results within seconds. But if your partner has superhuman control, just add our extra slick lubricant for virtually instant release, allowing you to roll over and gently cry yourself to sleep as your partner wonders, what the hell just happened? With Take One for the Team, you can ensure your obligation sex is lightning fast, and the only irritation you feel is emotional. So hurry to your local specialty condom shop or go online at take.it.yuck.biz right now to buy Take One for the Team. New Take One for the Team for all the times you say, let's get this over with.
Welcome to A Shin Show. I'm your host, Pete Shin. Joining me, beloved spouse Elsie, daughter Sarah, and son Noah. And as you just heard, Take One for the Team. That's what Sarah Huckabee Sanders was told by President Trump and then Chief of Staff John Kelly after she got winked at by Kim Jong-un. Kim Jong-un? Kim Jong-un. It's a very difficult name to say. She got winked at by
Because
this
you're
guy.
white.
Rosie, you're so right.
Oh, by the way, we're joined by special guest Rosie, who's my friend of many, many years. Rosie, thanks so much for joining me and pointing out my obvious whiteness, as if my voice wasn't enough that's neither here nor there. So Kim Jong-un winked at Sarah Huckabee Sanders, and so she tells President Trump and then Chief of Staff John Kelly this, and they laugh uproariously, apparently, and say, well, it's true. He was coming on to you, definitely. And then you're going to have to take one for the team. So, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, the next time you have to take one for the team, I think you should rely on whatever that fake product was that I can't remember anymore.
Take one for the team.
Take one for the team.
That's the literal exact fucking name of it. Good job.
Well, I was on a roll and then I lost track of it. But here's the most amazing thing about that story, is that the story is not from some anonymous source. The story is from Sarah Huckabee Sanders in her new book. How does she think this makes her ex-boss look good?
I don't think she cares. I think she had to do that long enough when she knew how much of a farce it was that she's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm done.
Nick just joined us.
Hey, Rosie, how you doing?
Hi, Nick. Oh my God.
Long time no see.
Yeah.
I know.
You guys are so grown now.
All growed up.
And disgusting.
Grown up.
Yeah.
I know.
We're
How
old.
well we raised them. God.
So healthy, so strong, so robust, so prosperous.
Oh no. They just look so good. Like, oh my God. I just remember, oh God. I tell the story every time I see Nick. You had a little thing with Blue's Clues.
I did. I was obsessed with that
Yeah.
show.
You had like a potty train. I don't want to embarrass you, but yeah.
No, go ahead. I have no shame.
It was those, those potty training seats that it was like Winnie the Pooh.
I just kept that with me everywhere.
It
It was my personal suitcase.
was adorable. It was adorable. We were just talking about Sarah Huckabee. I didn't read the book, Pete, but I can't imagine her ever changing her tune about whether she still supports Trump. I don't even know why she even shares that story, because it doesn't matter. She's still going to support him.
Well, that's true. And I should point out that, of course, Rosie is a longtime personal friend, but you're more than just a longtime family friend who've known Nick and Sarah since they were just wee shavers. But I forget what I'm saying. God damn it.
The pineal gland cyst. It's real bad.
I have a pineal gland cyst that's interfering with my memory.
He went on.
It is.
That's
Point
the
is-
funniest part, that right there. Because
That
we had
QAnon
just
beaming
heard.
their shit right into your brain.
Yeah. We had just
what it
heard
is.
about the adrenochrome and pineal gland fiasco when all of a sudden Peter gets a cyst on his.
That's true. That did happen.
Coincidence?
I think not.
Clearly not.
Certainly not.
Are you not eating enough children?
I cook him up every day, and
Yeah.
he rejects it.
That's not true. I wear their masks. Anyway, the whole point of that was that, Rosie, you're not just a longtime personal friend who's known Nick and Sarah for many, many years, but you are, in fact, also a longtime women's rights advocate and a community organizer. And you've done that in a couple of different cities. Am I right?
Yes, you are absolutely right. And so for her to even make it sound like she even was offended by that, give me a break.
No, she didn't think she was offended, I don't think.
The whole idea for her to add it to her story, it just makes me upset. It does. It makes me upset that
She exists?
Well, yes, and to feign that, and they laughed and I didn't say anything. He winked at me and I looked down. I didn't say anything and I mentioned it. And when Trump said, take one for the team, I just didn't say anything. Come on. What are we supposed to think?
Well, what do you mean? That sounds like
It's
something she'd do.
Yeah, but it's a fake play at sympathy. You're just trying to get people to empathize or sympathize, and you're a lizard person.
Yeah,
so.
when in reality, she was fully ready to take one for the team. She
Right.
wanted to take one
I
for
was
the
gonna
team.
say,
She
I
was
mean-
ready. She was mad that she didn't get to take one for the team. So she just went ahead and played the sympathy card. It's all good.
It's all
good.
love.
All
She
love.
secretly found it titillating.
Who among us wouldn't?
A very powerful man is winking at you, and you're not going to be excited?
When you put it that way, who wouldn't? You're right.
It's just a dignified notch on the belt. I don't
then
know
you
about
have-
dignified, but it's got a story behind it.
That's true.
She was just trying to keep her honor by pretending,
Yeah.
oh, I'm so offended.
Well, was she offended? I'm
See
not
you in the bathroom, Kim.
No, wait.
Yeah.
I'm not sure she was offended at all. I didn't get that impression. I guess.
No, she wasn't, but she didn't get to take one for the team, so she decided to fabricate a story in which she was offended and feel bad for me because I was pressured. When in reality, as Sarah says, she's a lizard person. No harm, no foul.
I guess I don't fully understand this story. I just thought it was interesting.
What is there to understand, dude?
Yeah, there ain't nothing to understand. Lizard people, you know? That's it.
No, here's what I thought the story was. So this might be a reflection of my male bias. What I thought the story was is that President Trump, instead of saying, hey, don't worry, Sarah, we've got your back. We would never, ever let you be taken advantage of. Instead, he makes a joke at her expense about the experience and essentially sexually harasses her.
Where have you been the past 4 years?
Mm-hmm.
Surely you have to know there's 1,000 different thresholds at which you can decide not to work for that administration, right?
So true.
Of course, this isn't a whole she deserved it because X,
Of
Y,
what
and
she
Z
was
thing,
wearing.
but she deserved it because X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean?
No, I don't. That's not true. Nobody deserves
No, I'm being
to.
crude. No one deserves passes made at them by a dictator. As I said earlier, could there be anything more scary than a dictator indicating that he wants you? And then your guy who's supposed to be able to get you out of there isn't saying we're going to get
Says
you out of here.
LOL.
Yeah, he LOLs and says, hey, yeah, you might have to take one for the team. You might not be leaving NK.
But if you read the story, her phrasing was, while she was in the car, John Kelly and the president chuckled and laughed about it. She didn't laugh about it. They laughed about it. And she just sat there quietly and silent the rest of the way back to the hotel, she says. Just like Sarah said, she just wanted some sympathy. But to who's reading this book, lizard people.
It's not the right story for the right audience.
Well,
It's
yeah,
gross. It's grimy.
Right, exactly. Like, who's going to sympathize with her?
because Sarah Huckabee Sanders continues to stand by President Trump, does she not?
Yeah.
So why would you include that story?
She's supposed to be this Christian person because her dad was a preacher. In
Preacher's kids are the worst.
Exactly. Well, you know, the last episode that you guys did.
Yeah.
We all know they're so high and mighty that
That the leash is so tight it breaks easily. That's a song as old as time. I'm getting like the vibe that everyone already told their personal news. Is that true?
No, we've just been talking about Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
And talking shit about you.
As you should. You should talk shit about me. You should. I would expect no less. I was
Yeah.
late. But today was just a botched day. I should have been home by now. I should have been home by noon. And instead, I didn't get done till 9. Let me just get it off my chest. My buddy, Tyree, I'm just going to say his real name because who cares?
Fuck you,
My buddy
Tyree.
Tyree said, hey, can you help me move on Friday? He said this on Wednesday. Okay. I said, sure. He said, can you be here by 9? I said, of course. I'll be here by 9. I will be soon. So I show up there at 9. As I'm pulling up to his house today at 9, I get a text. Hey, change the plans. Can you show up at 3 p.m. instead? And I say, I'm here. I'm outside of your home.
Is there anything I can do
I am
for you?
currently walking up your steps. And so we get there, and the U-Haul, I don't know what the fuck happened with the U-Haul, okay? We were supposed to get it at 9, we didn't get it at 9. Couldn't get it till 3 for some conspiratorial reason that I was not clued in on. So we went and checked out the new apartment. We go and check it out. We move a couple of things in there in our cars, and then he's like, just show back up at 2:45 p.m. Okay. It's not exactly what we agreed upon, is it? But whatever. So I show back up at 2:45 p.m. and it wasn't gelling. We were trying to move everyone's stuff, but really it was just me and Tyree and Dave and Gary, his brother. We get it all moved, but here's where it gets real fun. So as we got the U-Haul full and we're driving off from North Omaha to West Omaha.
Tyree's moving to West Omaha?
Okay, yeah, that's the other thing I've neglected to mention. Tyree said, can you help me move? What he meant was, can you help me and the rest of my family move to different locations?
Oh, all right, so
That's a
hold on.
nasty trick.
That's not only a nasty trick, that's not what was agreed upon.
That's not exactly what we agreed upon, is it? No, but it's all good. I'm a good friend. I do this for you and your family, which I have done multiple times. It's all love. So anyway, we're driving off in this U-Haul, and there's this gas station in North Omaha called K&J. If you know anything about the slums of Omaha, you know that K&J, that's where the crackheads hang out. So I'm hanging a left, and there's this woman in triple XL purple scrubs, no shoes, just in the middle of the parking lot doing the classic crackhead dance, screaming at cars, pointing and shit.
Actively tweaking.
Right. We have a good laugh, and we keep driving. So then we come back to the house, because that's where my car is. That's where the pizza and the beer that is the promised payment is. Okay. So we crack open a beer. We're on the porch, and who do we see walking down that street? But old triple XL scrubs crackhead lady. Still, this might surprise you, no shoes. And Tyree is grabbing some shit and moving to his car. And his brother Gary's right there. And he's like, Tyree better run, because she's literally trying to flag down cars in the middle of the street, faking like she's going to jump out in front of them and shit. And the cars drive off. She's literally scanning the horizon. Look, she beams in on Tyree. Tyree doesn't even know, the poor son of a bitch. And so she starts walking towards him. He doesn't run. Everyone just goes inside, and me and Dave are just watching this unfold. She's saying God knows what to him, and then like a dummy, he gives her a cigarette. She asks for a cigarette, and he gives her a cigarette. Now, we all know if you give a mouse a cookie...
He has now entered a binding legal contract.
You give a mouse a cookie, she's gonna want some milk. So it's kind of like a little distance away, and I could see her just lifting her shirt up. She's like, you want to see another trick? And I could just hear him going like, please don't take off your clothes. Please
Oh, no.
Oh, she's like all walking up to him, trying to touch him. He's like slowly backing away. She just keeps advancing. He's in a corner now. There is no escape. So I'm like, Dave, get inside. Dave goes inside. I'm like, Tyree, I need you over here. Come here. Come help me. And he's like, okay, well, I got to go. And she's like, what? Come on, man. She's grabbing her foot, doing the old hop through the hole in your foot thing. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
You grab your foot, you're standing on one leg, and you hop your leg into the hole you're making between. Look, it doesn't matter. It didn't work. She botched it. She fell and ate shit.
Is there any scenario where you don't botch it and eat shit? You're basically crossing your legs midair, and then what? Where do you land? What do you land on? Your ass?
Leg, the leg that you're not holding goes from outside of the circle to inside of the circle. Look, I can't describe it. I can only pantomime it. So for the listeners, just fucking imagine some crazy shit. Doesn't matter. Okay?
Sure.
It ended with her face in the pavement. But of course, she's a crackhead. She feels no pain. She's a Terminator. So she just gets back up and demands more things. I extracted him. But then she was all hiding in the bushes and shit. We were like looking out. And I was like, am I not going to be able to leave? Is this crackhead just going to accost me at any time I try to walk out? Eventually, some other car grabbed her attention, and like a rabid dog, she ran after it into the night. But
see, I was gonna say, this is where my white privilege shows, and I would have and have in the past have called the cops.
The cops don't come to where
Okay, Karen.
They would take one look and keep on driving.
Oh, Sarah, did you ever think you'd be called Karen?
Look, so we lived northo-ish. It was right by the interstate. And there was this male prostitute.
That fucking guy. He's the one who broke into my car. I know it was him.
I've called the cops on him a couple times.
I've heard he's dead now.
Whatever, dude.
One time, me and my buddy Raleigh, it's like the dead of winter. The snow is falling. It's like a good 6 inches of winter. And me and Raleigh are in my car outside of Sarah's house, just chilling. The dude walks up and knocks on my window. He's like, hey, man, you got a couple of dollars or anything? And I'm like, no, get fucked. It's the same every time, man. I'm not giving you anything. And then I watch him walk to Sarah's front porch, knock on the door, and then I see some kind of exchange, and then he starts shoveling the front porch. I call Sarah. I'm like, did you just give that motherfucker money to shovel your front porch? And she's like, yeah, you know, I felt bad. I was like, how much did you give him? She's like, $20. I'm like, $20 fucking dollars.
It was not $20.
Yes, it was. He's going to be back every day now. It's like giving a stray cat food. He's never going to leave.
That motherfucker walked into our house. Do you remember that? We had just moved. So we were all tired and hot, and we were sitting around the dining room table eating dinner, pizza, and beer. And I hear this knock, 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 knock. And we don't go answer it because we're busy. Then this man just strolls into my house. I'm like, can I fucking help you? Because we had left the front door open.
Just
or
walked
whatever.
in like the kooky neighbor on a sitcom, expecting to hear a laugh track. Hey, it's everyone's favorite crackhead. So we had to shoot him out. You know, every once in a while I'd be driving around our neighborhood and I would see him, no shirt, just a long blonde wig, some red basketball shorts, just walking around. And I think he's dead now. And that motherfucker broke into my car. I know he did.
So is there more to your day?
Not really. It's just we get back. Dave rode with me back, and we finally pull into the fucking house again. And Dave's like, we botched this whole day. I was like, yeah, I don't know who was in charge of all this. Long story short, I got to be back there bright and early, 10 o'clock tomorrow.
Oh my God. Wait, you're going back?
I know. Don't ask why. I'm too good of a friend.
I guess at a certain point, one gets what one deserves.
Yeah. It's my fault at this point.
You're right. It's not your fault for getting taken advantage of. It's your fault for volunteering to go back for a second day of being taken advantage of.
It's really just the allure of beer and pizza, honestly, and get out of my apartment.
It's your fat kid talking.
Yeah.
Got it.
Well, I'm glad you're getting some activity. Exercise is so important, son.
Don't I know it? I got plenty of it today. And I'll get plenty of it tomorrow. It'll be botched again tomorrow. What's supposed to be a 3-hour thing will no doubt take another 11 hours. It's all good.
Yeah, well, maybe he'll have hired a project manager overnight.
Triple XL purple scrubs, lady.
Dude, elect yourself as project manager.
I'm going to walk up tomorrow at 9 a.m. sharp. She's going to have a fucking yellow hard hat on. Still purple scrubs, no shoes, fucking clipboard. Just dancing in the street and shit. Like, all right, you heard her, boys. Let's get to work.
Probably so. So anyway, well, I'm glad you survived that. I'm glad you're back. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Sounds like you had a great day in that you're still breathing. And
Yeah.
I guess we have some personal news, don't we, Elsie?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll share my personal news. My
Oh,
personal...
I thought you're pregnant.
Oh, God. Why would you do that to us? Please don't do that to us. Peter, masturbate more.
I hear that's a real big sin. Anyway, here's the point. I forget what I was going to say again, goddammit.
What's your personal news, Dad?
Yeah, he just wanted to be asked. Was that so much?
I don't
You
think
have personal
it was.
news. You both shared a look like there was some
I know.
extreme knowledge.
I felt him begging me to come up with something. And I'm like, I got nothing, dude. I went to work.
But here's my personal news, which is we are going camping tomorrow. On my birthday, we're going to go camping up in a national forest.
Wait, tomorrow's your birthday?
Yeah.
Why does no one tell me these things until it's too late? Till I look like an asshole.
Because you're
No
a
one tells me.
grown-ass man and should know.
How?
It's
I can't remember all these dates.
Buddy, how old are you?
24.
It has been
My
September
phone.
5th for 24 years.
I know. I put
It's
it in my
longer than that.
phone.
Look, I say this all the time. If my birthday weren't on a stupid, crazy,
Obscure.
gimmicky date, then I wouldn't remember my own birthday.
When's our mom's birthday?
Veterans Day?
Haha, okay.
I know Dad's
Learn
is Labor
Dad's.
Day or Memorial Day.
Yeah, guess
weekend.
what, bud?
Look, I know one is Veterans and one is Labor Day. I just don't know which one. I got lucky there when I guessed Mom's.
Okay.
I don't even know when Labor Day fucking weekend is or Veterans Day. I know when neither one of those is. Whether they're my parents' birthday or just a stupid holiday, I don't remember which one it is.
Okay, bud. Happy birthday,
Happy
Dad.
birthday, Dad. You know I love you.
That's great, and thank you very much. So that's what we're doing tomorrow is we're going to go camping. So that means that we've done a lot of work. We've done things like season cast iron skillets and season cook stoves and buy tarps and set up a tent as a trial run and purchased a lot of food and loaded a lot of items. We've done all of those things this week.
Yes, we sure have.
Are you bringing fishing poles? What are you going to do?
So I bought your father a hammock for his birthday.
Yeah.
We're going to hike and hammock and hang out and make a lot of good campfire food.
It sounds like you guys don't camp a lot.
All this preparation. You got to do a mock tent setup?
He told me earlier that he was going camping. I was like, you're going camping.
Like blow up.
Please, for the love of God, bring a satellite phone. For the love of God, please.
Okay, I'm going camping this weekend too. And I bought a power bank because we're just piling our shit in the boat and we're driving up the river 45 miles. Somebody needs a phone. So I bought a battery bank. So I hope you guys at least have cell service wherever the
Yeah.
hell you're going. I'm not far from anything in the river. You guys, who knows?
Yeah, bring a satellite phone and some bear mace, please.
Okay.
So here's the thing. I've gone camping a lot, but I haven't
Okay,
done
good.
it in years because I haven't, and I got rid of a lot of that stuff. So this is all kind of new equipment. We really set up the tent primarily to waterproof it, and we'll be okay. There's adult supervision present.
You know who
I
else had
see.
adult supervision? The grizzly man, when he was eaten alive by grizzly bears. Granted, these are two different situations, but there were bears nonetheless.
I just see Elsie taking Daddy the toddler out on a walk.
I'm sure she's got a vest leash.
You've seen it.
Well, I don't really think all of that is necessary. I'm kind of woodsy.
In what sense? Yeah, no. Hey, no.
I think they're telling you something about yourself.
In your dream?
okay.
I don't know.
That's why I got him a hammock. Just lay there. You'll be safe.
Exactly. Are you and Brad gonna carry the hammock between you as you two hike? Because I think that's the only way this is gonna work.
You're not wrong.
Right. I thought this hammock was for me to lay on. I didn't realize it was a leash. No, I'll be
Yeah, it
fine.
acts as kind of a net to capture you.
Right, if I wander off outside of the prescribed area. I mean, I'm kind of shocked that you all are having this reaction to me going forth to the wilderness. I mean,
Dad, we've gone fishing like 3 times, okay?
And you're like,
And every time was at your boss's lake house, okay?
Which was good times. Look, there's no problem you going out into the wilderness. I just want you to come back.
Elsie, we trust you.
Or not
Thank
be
you.
eaten.
trust in Elsie.
Chris McCandless was from this area, so I'm going to get your father lost in the woods of Alaska is what I'm saying.
that was the wild.
Yeah, that guy's from this area.
He disappeared and nobody could find him.
They found him eventually in a bus where he died. Sad.
Did they actually find his body?
Yeah, I think so.
I read it a while ago and I couldn't remember if he was actually found or if
Well-
they couldn't find him. I couldn't remember.
They found traces of him, certainly. I guess I don't know exactly what they found. Maybe I should read the book.
Well, I read the book and then watched the movie, and then maybe in the movie, I don't remember.
Yeah, that suggests to me it wasn't that compelling a story if you don't remember if they found his body or not.
Dad, you both had similar beginnings, okay? You went out into the wilderness thinking it was going to be fun, jolly times, right? Next thing you know, they're finding your desiccated corpse in a fucking abandoned school bus.
Do not eat anything that's not prepackaged and or handed to you by Elsie.
Yeah.
Okay, this is good advice.
Here's the funniest part. At one point, I tried to tell him a few weeks ago, gosh, I'm not sure I'm up for this. It sounds like a lot of work for me. And he said, no, I'll help you.
And I've been super helpful, haven't I? I went to the grocery store and bought a lot of good things to eat.
It's true. You were very helpful with that. Thank you for throwing the schedule off, Nick, because had you not, I would have done that on my own, too.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm doing what I can.
You've done your part,
What's
and I
the fauna
appreciate it.
situation in your area?
What do you mean the fauna situation?
You got bears?
What
You got
wildlife? Yeah.
You got pythons? You got cougars? I didn't know that you didn't know what fauna means. I mean, you're a grown man, but so what's the animal situation?
Okay, the animal situation is some small to moderate snakes. There could be some black bears in that forest. And it's possible, certainly, that there are other critters like raccoons, varmints, coyotes, and that sort of thing.
You know what we don't have to fucking worry about?
What?
Bears.
Yeah, but you know what is in this general area? Mountain lions.
I've seen one.
Really?
They're a lot more vicious.
Yeah, I've seen it too. Usually you don't see them. You're lucky if you see them.
And here's how I know it was a mountain lion is because I was sitting fairly high up on a hill and I was like, that fucking cat is big. And then it disappeared.
Yeah, that's how you know.
Me and my buddy were chased by something through a cornfield when we were younger and admittedly not in our right state of minds. But there was something chasing us.
It was a chihuahua. Don't get him twisted.
It had the color of a golden retriever, but it was much lower to the ground and longer. Just for like a half second, we were both taking a piss in a cornfield and we heard a twig snap. So fucking cliche, but we did. We heard a twig snap, looked at each other and just booked it. I glanced one look behind me and I saw a golden fur low to the ground.
Sounds more like a cheetah.
A cheetah.
Yeah, in
Yeah,
Nebraska.
the Nebraskan cheetah is a real fucking problem around here. It gets unattended children, elderly, sick people, slow people, obese people. They just pick them off like mulberries.
Right, you got to be careful with those Nebraska cheetahs. Well, I'm glad you survived that too, son. But I really don't think we have to worry about catamounts, as they used to call them in the Old West. I don't think there were really any mountain lions out this far east.
They used to call mountain lions catamounts?
They did.
Are you making that shit up?
I think he's making it up. I've never heard that shit in my life, and I grew up out there.
Rosie, back me up on this. There's such a thing as
I
catamounts.
believe him. Yeah.
She also didn't say he's right. She just said she believes him in his
I
false,
believe
false
She believes
narrative.
that he thinks that that's true.
Yes.
I'll allow that.
Look, this is why I'm the pastor of the Church of... This is why I'm the prophet of the Church of Universal Energy. And the
You can't even
Infinite
remember what the
Multiverse.
fuck your title is, bud.
You don't even know what you are. Come on, get it together.
I'm trying. I'm really trying. But we were talking about this catamount situation.
That's just what he's going to call it now.
Yeah, so
Okay.
here's the point. The
Fine.
absolute worst thing could be a black bear, but we're going to keep the food in the cars, and we are going to have 2 large dogs with us. So I'm feeling pretty good about the bear eating the dogs while we drive away.
Do you have another dog now?
No, Hattie is also joining us with her dog.
We're not going to out her. She's Brad's girlfriend. Brad and she are joining as well in their own separate tent. Yeah.
Is
it-
Hattie
guys-
short for something?
Hatterall.
No.
Addison.
I'm sorry. Rosie's got to go. So, Rosie...
No. I looked up catamounts.
Oh, you did?
See,
Okay.
You were right. It's a medium-sized or large wild cat.
Don't validate
Especially a
him.
cougar.
Yeah,
No,
that I can't believe you even looked that up.
You're undermining us in front of our
Guys,
father.
We don't have to guess. We can look up Google, and Google will tell us.
That
Oh,
is true.
but that's so much less
We don't
fun
do
than
that.
ribbing him
Sorry.
about shit and gaslighting him.
Yeah, I like gaslighting him. I like getting in his head and making him doubt himself. But I also like the word catamount, so
Yeah.
All right, fine. He gets it.
I'm going to appropriate that term.
Happy
catamount.
birthday, Dad. That was
You
your
win
birthday
one,
gift.
see?
That's a good gift.
Validation.
The only gift I ever want is validation. But that's why, Rosie, the real point of that story is not catamount this, catamount that, whether I'm going to die in the woods or not. I think I'll be fine. No, the whole point is that I clearly inspire belief.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure. We'll give you that. I mean, whatever, man.
So it's just 45 miles on a boat? Is that what you're doing? You're doing some sort of cruise?
No, I don't know.
or-
I exaggerated. We were going to go way up the river and then float down for a couple days. but I think we're just going to find a sandbar to camp out on. I have a camper, and normally we go to like a park and hang out, but we're roughing it.
Well, if there's a Nebraska cheetah, surely there's a Nebraska swimming black bear.
Of course.
So be careful.
Yeah, it's called a carp.
Is your cat scratching all your furniture? Is your dog pissing on your walls? Is your gerbil just not bringing you joy? Why would it? Or maybe your companion animal is just bankrupting you with vet bills. It's sad, but sometimes beloved pets are better off in a better place. You know the one, a nice farm, upstate, run by a middle-aged Mennonite couple with lots of kids where your cherished furry family member can start a brand new life. Isn't that a nice thing to believe? That's exactly the story you're gonna get with the Shin Show Premium Pet Disappearance Service. In order to set up an appointment with one of our friendly, caring disappearance counselors, simply show up at any one of the dive bars downtown with 3 simple items. A matchbook with the address of your little friend on it, a Polaroid photo with a cute little face to match, and an envelope with $1,500 cash in it. You sit in the 3rd booth from the left at the front door. You order and meet Roy Rogers. One of our associates will sit opposite you, take those 3 items from you, and you will get up and leave. Simple as that. So the next time you feel like murdering your mutt, killing your cat, or choking your chicken, forget about it. Rest assured knowing that for the right price, your animals can be sent to a much better place.
There was news this week out of Thailand that the king of Thailand went ahead and reinstated his number 1 consort. And his number 1 consort used to be a nurse, and then she was, I think, a fighter pilot. She's had this stellar career, and then he kind of picked her out of the herd to be his consort, made her a major general, and then, for reasons which are very unclear, just a few months later in 2019, banished her from the court for, he said, elevating herself above the queen.
So now number 1 consort implies that there's a number 2, number 3. Do we have an exact number on consorts? Or?
No, yeah, he only has the one. He only has the one
He
consort.
paved the way for future consorts.
It's kind of a redundant title. Number 1 consort. There's only one consort. You know?
It sounds like it's something you'd order on the menu at a Chinese restaurant.
See, that's racist. That
you
is
order
racist.
that at the spot.
And yet, that's my experience.
Well, it's an interesting story because he brought her back. And I don't know why she has the title. What's the actual?
It's nombre uno, isn't it?
No.
I don't give a shit about what her title is, but did you read, like, she was a general?
Yes.
She was a
said
general, and she fought in the jungles and can fly planes and shit.
Damn.
This chick is a badass.
It seems like she made herself number 1 consort. You know what I mean?
I think so.
She walked up in that throne room and was like, "Hey, I'm royal side bitch."
This king is insane. He had a party for his fufu, his little poodle. It's his mistress, and that's why he brought her back. But she did want to oust the queen and stuff like that. But they're insane. And the reason why they actually kicked her out was because she was videotaped at this dog's birthday party, dancing topless, and the dog was dancing around her and licking water from everybody's drinks. And it was
that's a big
videotaped.
no-no.
Actually, in Thailand, you can't talk bad about, we could be jailed for 19 years for talking bad about His Highness.
Okay,
and,
we got to stay out of Thailand.
So, yeah, so we could be in prison because Yo can't even talk to his family.
This is your husband, of course.
Yeah.
First of all, from a Western country, what the fuck do we know about it? But I read that the royal family is treated with almost a religious fervor.
Right now, there's protests against the government because the king isn't supposed to have a lot of power, but they have tons of money. And so he's reinstated with all of his military generals into like the parliament and his prime minister. So it's all corrupted. It's so corrupted over there right now. But the people, particularly young people like your guys' generation, are protesting, speaking up, but they can't get enough seats in the parliament because they're paying off all these people. And the ones that are defending are actually disappearing. They're disappearing, people. It's insane.
Do you think?
But he doesn't even live in Thailand. He lives in Germany now.
He does.
Yeah, I saw that
What the
too.
fuck? How can you be king of a country you don't even live in? A lot of
Yeah.
Zoom calls, I imagine.
Yeah, he's running through Zoom.
Why does the king live in Germany and Switzerland? I guess because it's nicer there? I don't know. I think Thailand's pretty nice.
I'd imagine he's probably got a couple of estates in Thailand and also in Germany and Switzerland.
It's mainly because then he can be wild and crazy and idiotic over in Germany and nobody really knows who he is. Because in Thailand, everybody knows the king. And if he steps out, he has to look like the king. But if you've seen pictures of him in Germany, he's out in like a crop top. He has fake tattoos, they say.
Get it, boy.
You know, he's wearing tight jeans.
Really?
Yeah, and that's not royal like.
That's shocking.
There's no dignity to the office at that
If
point.
I was king, that would be my
Oh, yeah.
very first edict that, hey, royal attire, crop tops, fake tattoos, tight jeans,
I want to see you waddle.
and platform shoes. Fuck it.
That way nobody can see my dad's ball spot.
Exactly.
Wait, no, he's the only one who gets the platform shoes. That's right.
Yeah.
Platform shoes are banned.
Only the king gets platform shoes. Anyone else is executed immediately.
I think that's a good idea. Well, anyway, that's actually a terrible situation. What's interesting to me about this, Rosie, is that the media is reporting on the king's consort, but not really all of the other inner turmoil of Thailand. I don't think anybody knows any of that is going on.
I know,
well, that's
I
what I
didn't.
thought was kind of clever about that CNN article is because, yes, it was about the consort, but they alluded to a lot of that and then referenced specifically in accordance with Thailand's policy on reporting on these matters. We can't really say anything, but
Yeah.
here's some very vague context.
Thailand is the land of smiles, right? That's what they call it?
Yeah, because they can't talk bad about any.
Right. They're like, fucking smile.
leaders.
This is the land of smiles. You're going to fucking smile or you're going to die.
I do
Yeah.
think it's interesting. And the protests in Hong Kong kind of remind me of that too. Like there's a lot of this happening all over the world. And
Oh yeah.
I think the internet really lets people our age organize and communicate and all that kind of stuff. And that's probably one of the most revolutionary or innovations.
Revolutionary innovations.
There we go. Thank you. That have happened.
Even in the United States back in the day, if you wanted to tell someone about some shit that happened in New York, you wanted to tell your cousin in California, they weren't getting the letter that you sent until 4 months later. You know
Well,
what
yeah,
I mean?
you got a telegram.
What's the
You gotta pick apart my whole
You
point.
can
Look, the point is, with the internet, before there was such a ridiculous flow of information and misinformation, the internet was something that some crazy shit happened. You could see it anywhere in the world that very day, which is something that has never, of course, never happened before in the history of humankind.
I think it's super cool. I think it gives a lot of hope for the people. You have a way to organize and you have a way to communicate with your fellow people who are being oppressed, and it's
Disappeared. I think it has the opposite effect.
Well, you
I
only
think
get
it has to-
get disappeared if you say something out loud.
If you
come
actually
on.
do something, if you actually make a change, if you actually threaten the status quo of the
They
people really in
can't
power.
disappear everybody.
Right. Yeah, they can't disappear everybody. But you remember that scene in Stand By Me at the very end where they find the body? He's got the pistol and the big asshole kid Ace and his goons show up and he's like, we're taking the body. And then he pulls out the pistol and he points it at Ace and Ace is like, were you going to shoot all of us? And the kid's like, no, just you. And then him and his goons walk away. That's kind of the dynamic between the government and the people. Now, I can't disappear everybody, just you. So you're going to go home.
No, I've got a quick question for you.
What's up?
Shit, Noah's here? What's
That's
up,
right.
dude?
I've been here the whole time. Just
The whole
waiting.
fucking time.
That's
just
right.
lurking.
Yes.
No, my question is, have you been following this at all?
What, the conversation?
Yes.
Or
Yes, the conversation.
Thailand sounds crazy. That's the last thing I've been paying attention to. I kind of drift off, man.
You're not getting an A on this assignment.
No, you're not. I'm afraid I'm going to have to grade you quite harshly. Well, anyway, nice to check in with you, son.
Well, thank you. I have personal news.
Oh, let's have it. Let's
I
hear
would
it.
love to hear it.
So I quit it with that guy. Then my ex was like, "Oh, all right, let's date again." And then
Didn't do it, did you? Please
Well, it was
tell
a
me you
different-
didn't do it.
It was a different ex.
I'm
Noah,
sorry.
Noah,
I'm
Noah.
sorry. Did I not call this last week?
No.
Yeah, you
no.
did.
Before you make these decisions, you need to call me. And if I don't answer, you need to text me and say, hey, I need some advice. You need to call me before you make these decisions.
I didn't get back together. I mean, we tried
Okay,
it for
good.
like 2 days, and then it was like, we get.
Noah, you don't have to get back together. You don't have to throw all these labels and words.
Noah
and-
really likes labels.
You don't have to do that. You just do what feels right for you. You do what feels right for you. You got to look out for nombre uno. And I know nombre means name in Spanish. I know it's numero. I don't care. You got to look out for nombre uno, okay?
That was
Yes.
it. That was the whole news, is that I bounced around. Now I'm done.
Are you doing okay?
Yeah.
Have you drank your fill from the goblet of carnal interaction?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, come on. How old are you?
I'm 21.
No,
21.
is the answer. Of course, he's not done drinking
he's
from
got
the
a-
I mean,
carnal
I'm done for a
fountains.
while.
He's got a
you know what I mean?
refractory period. He's got a
Yes.
good month, maybe a
Never
day.
mind.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
keep that crude comment to myself, but you're 21, bud. Keep us updated.
Yeah,
and
stop dating people. Don't
Hey.
date anyone.
Right.
Until-
No, I'm
until
back
you're
on
like
Tinder.
30, bro.
do make sure you get tested.
Oh, yeah. No, that's the
You know
regular.
what helps? You know that song, Express Yourself? Express yourself.
Yeah,
You
we
know what I'm talking
know.
about? Noah, do you know what I'm talking about?
I think I do, but probably not. I feel
Okay,
like
well,
that
anyway,
just
look it
means-
up. What you should do instead of express yourself is protect yourself. You say, protect yourself, and then you pull the condom out of your wallet on a date, at the movies, wherever it is. Do a little jig. That'll help a lot.
A little moonwalk.
And just be
Like-
glad
like
you're not
the,
having obligatory sex yet.
Oh my gosh, yes. Do not
Yeah,
do that.
what are you talking about?
That's a
Like,
deep, dark, twisted concept that you need not taint your mind with yet.
yet. Why does everyone think that's never happened to me before?
We just hope that. We don't think that. We just hope it.
And
you know?
now we're all very sad.
Yeah, now the
Yeah.
cast against the rocks like a deformed Spartan baby. Sarah's giving me a look. Clearly, she doesn't know. In Sparta, ancient Greece, they would.
I
look
mean,
at the
I
baby.
got it, dude.
If the baby was deformed, they threw it on the rocks. I didn't make the rules. I wasn't there. I would have stopped it if I was there. Probably would have been thrown on the rocks as well.
Yeah, you probably would have been dashed instantly. So, what's everybody got going on this upcoming week?
Let's start with Rosie. It's been so long since I've heard from you. I want to hear what's going on.
We've all just been quarantined since March.
Oh yeah,
And Malian's in college.
Holy
online
shit.
school.
What?
that's
Yeah.
crazy.
At home, online school.
Oh well,
It's
nice.
like, yeah, you got into Harvard. Now you're in online school. She's supposed to be in DC. And actually, she was supposed to be in England, but she's at home, online school. And then Ian's a senior.
Oh, my goodness.
Online school. And then Lennon's going to be 13, online school.
Wow. Tell them I,
I
said
know.
hi. Don't
We
tell them
will.
about the vulgar language, but tell them I said hi.
They just listened to your podcast last
Oh,
week.
Jesus.
Yes.
Oh, goodness.
That was awesome. But
The
yeah.
curtain is yanked
So,
back from the
Malian
charade.
has a boyfriend too, and he's actually staying the night. So he's staying this weekend.
Wow, that's very cool of you.
Well, yeah, I know. She asked me, and I was just, she's 19. So I'm like, what do I do? I guess if she was in college, and he's a good kid. But I'm
They
just
go
like,
to school together?
No, they don't. They met over the summer through Tinder.
Good
Then-
kid and Tinder does not normally go hand in hand. So, I
I
mean,
know,
Mutually
isn't that crazy?
exclusive.
no, I'm not dissing it. I'm just saying, good job.
Yeah.
Now,
Well, I think it's
all the-
her.
All the wheat from the
Me, it's
chaff
her.
or whatever that is.
The weed has been separated from the chaff.
Oh, God.
That's what Tinder is. You got to do that virtually instead of going out and doing it. Thank God. I can only imagine how scary that is for a woman. Jeez.
Yeah, especially when they know there are people like you out there.
Throw him under. Okay.
I know. Wow.
Yikes. Brutal.
But yeah,
fine.
that's it. Just hanging out.
Rosie, I do have a quick question for you. I wanted to follow up with you. So, how is your extended family by marriage in Thailand doing?
They're relatively fine. They just kind of keep everything surface level. His mom will send like weird stickers, stupid shit. It's just bizarre. And he'll like try to instigate something. I'm like, honey, you're going to get them imprisoned or killed.
Do you think
'cause
maybe
he-
she's like sending stickers like a Morse code type
Maybe.
situation?
Like maybe
Yeah.
she's sending a distress signal.
Print them out and start trying to connect
Different
them to
smiley
the
faces,
dates and times.
Winking in different intervals in a Morse code like message, please extract us.
I should tell him that. 'Cause, like, I don't know what she's doing. If we were there, our family, the way we are, you know how we are, Kit wouldn't stay silent. We wouldn't be like them, but they live there. So I got into it with his stepdad because he was like, American system is not the only system. Democracy is not the only system that works. I said, well, I have a problem with people trying to silence the media and any kind of dissension, because what the media does, it actually checks the leaders. If you've got the media who aren't there to check the leaders, then they're just going to act like you're king. So he didn't say anything. And I was like, shit, I think I
Yeah.
just offended him.
Rosie, you sound very determined to ban
Wait.
us from Thailand.
We're not
Yeah.
gonna-
You
we're
want
not
us to
gonna
go to
have-
Thai prison, don't you? Just say it. It's okay.
Yeah,
What better
we're-
place to experience prison than in the land of smiles?
Right. The smiliest prison of all time.
Well, it gets 5 stars on Zagat.
I like how he said democracy isn't the only one that works. Hey, democracy doesn't work. None of them work.
Well, it does, but It's just not now, temporarily.
Right. It's just temporarily
It's on a
malfunctioning. Right. There's a temporary pause. Ladies
It's just
and
a
gentlemen,
small hiccup. Just a little hiccup
Pay
here.
no attention to the man behind the curtain.
ladies and gentlemen, please stand by as your democracy is being temporarily interrupted.
Have you tried turning it off
Your
and back
democracy
on?
is experiencing technical difficulties.
Right.
We're configuring it.
Sometimes you just, you reboot and then the system comes back online, and I'm sure that's what's
Right.
going to happen in this
That's
case.
going to
It's not a
happen.
bug, it's a
Very
feature.
soon. Very
Yeah.
soon.
Very exciting. Well, Rosie, it's been great to talk to you. Thanks so much for coming on. I'm sorry I
Thank
couldn't remember
you.
anything. I think it was a late night.
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I became fatigued. It happens when you're a man my age.
We kept Daddy up too late.
That's so true. I'm an old fuck. That's what happens.
There comes a time in every man's life where he transitions from man to old fuck. And that's what
Oh,
has
you
happened
went-
to Dad.
Like literally the last time I saw him, he had at your wedding, Sarah. I was like, he had completely brown hair, and then
No, he had a hat. That's what that was.
Yeah, it was a brown hat.
Well, A, that's true. And B, you've seen pictures of presidents and how gray they get. I'm not saying that Peter's been the president or anything, but he's
No.
been working in the political machine for 2 years, and it
yeah,
ages
there
people.
you go.
I guess.
I was just like, wow, has it been that long?
Yeah.
It happened
You
quickly.
look
How
good.
long
It's
have you
just
been
like,
married,
God damn,
Sarah?
you're old.
No, how long have you? No, but how long have you been married, Sarah?
3 years.
Okay, well, see, I mean,
Almost as long as a presidential term.
Has it really been the president?
Yeah, it's been
Right?
3 years. It has been. Actually, not quite 3 years. So, yeah, it's gone by pretty quickly.
It's
The
not even
marriage
fully
or
2
the
years
presidency?
yet, right?
No, I got married 28th of October in
In
2017,
I thought it
bud.
was 18.
17.
Yeah,
Really?
that's right. Yeah.
100%.
I was there. I remember.
Weird that you would know when your wedding was.
I officiated
Yeah.
that ceremony in my role as pater familias of the Church of Universal Energy in the Infinite
Yeah,
Multiverse.
it was also
Yes,
the
you
birth
did.
of the church. That's right.
Yeah, you know what I did
That's
for that
right.
wedding? I wore a tie on my head.
Well, that was after the drinking, I think.
Well, of course. Of course, it was a celebration. There was drinks to be had.
There sure were. Well, Rosie, it was such a pleasure to talk to you. It really was.
Oh, thank you all for having me. It was good seeing everybody.
Of course.
And
Of
happiest
course.
of birthday. Happiest of birthday, Pete, tomorrow.
Thank you,
Make
Rosie.
sure to tell Yo and Malian and Ian and Lennon all hi for me.
Thank
Lennon
you.
probably does not have any idea who I am, and maybe
But tell him
maybe
anyway.
not the other two either. But look, I remember them.
Will do. All right. Good night, everybody.
Hey, Rosie,
All
thanks
right.
Bye,
again.
Rosie.
Good night.
Thanks, bye.
And please wish me luck on actually turning this into a
Good luck.
podcast.
Yeah.
It'll be
Yeah.
great. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
Don't
It's
stay
all
up too
week.
late.
All week.
Bye.
Bye. And we'll look forward to seeing all of you next week as well. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Love you, bye. Did you have a good time at the party?
I sure did, and those Davidsons were great hosts.
What do you mean? They did nothing but fight. And the best part of the night was when they both stormed off.
Yeah, but they had a guest plunger.
Ooh, a guest plunger? I've always wanted one, but I didn't think we could afford it.
Now, even you can enjoy the luxury, opulence, and distinction of owning your very own premium Shinsho guest plunger, stylishly engraved with the words guest use on one side and uplifting sentiments on the other. Choose from live, laugh, love, grateful, blessed, or our bestseller, forgiven. This beautifully designed, handcrafted plunger is a proud addition to any bathroom and oh so thoughtful. Now, your guests can take a massive dump in comfort, secure in the knowledge that no matter what their alimentary canal spews forth, they can quickly and easily plunge away any toilet clog without the shame and embarrassment of having to ask you for help.
Thanks to Shinsho's convenient 3-payment option, we were finally able to afford the guest plunger of my dreams.
And I'm finally proud to invite guests to our home. Thanks, Shinsho.
The premium Shinsho guest plunger, available exclusively at Dollar Tree. A Shin Show is a production of Shinfluence. It features the voices and opinions of the Shin family, which are entirely and exclusively their own. Join us each week on Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Thanks as always to our regular listeners. We love to hear from you, so if you have a question, comment, recommendation, or idea you would like to submit to a Shin Show, please email us at ashinshow@gmail.com, and we will be happy to ignore it, belittle you publicly, or steal your ideas if you actually have a good one.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.